Monty, you have been so instrumental in kind of pointing me in the right direction.
It was about looking at your character defects in spirituality.
It's the integration of clinical practices with the 12 steps.
It's an absolute pleasure. He certainly knows a lot of people. He's got a lot of energy, and sometimes when you don't have so much energy, he picks you up and carries you.
Having the Monty man there certainly helps.
This is one of the places that is about the business of the solution.
The views expressed on this special broadcast of the Take 12 radio show do not necessarily reflect those of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting or its affiliates. KHLT is not affiliated with any particular 12-step fellowship.
Now here's that guy who's getting less popular minute by minute. Your host, the Multi-Man.
Well, greetings, recovery family. How the heck are ya? Those of you who are in recovery, advocates of, and perhaps some of you who should be, welcome to Take12Radio.com on your internet dial. Still the world's only faith-based, solution-focused 12-stepologist at the helm here at KHLT Recovery broadcasting to you from beautiful downtown Albany, Oregon. And is it cold where you guys are? It's cold where we are, and it's been that way for some time. And I think since Thanksgiving, actually, of 2013. But we're weathering it well, and I hope and pray that the holiday season has not been too harsh on you. I know it has been difficult for many, but we make it through together because, you know, we're in this boat together. We have each other, and it's really a wonderful thing. You don't want to miss out. If you are struggling with alcoholism, addiction, compulsivities, whatever it is, eating disorders, whatever it is that's taking you down, gossip. I know people that are addicted to gossip, that it's just ruining their lives. Hey, listen, we want to pray for you. We want to encourage you. You can give us an email here at take12radio@comcast.net. And you can send that anytime you like, 24/7, and we'll respond to you. We just want to let you know that you matter. You really do. So take12radio@comcast.net is our email. If you'd like to be on the show, if you've got something that you'd like to share that you're passionate about and it is focused on the solution of recovery, please feel free to contact us and fill out the appropriate material on our website at take12radio.com. Just click on Be on the Show. Also, if you'd like to submit your music, there is a link there at take12radio.com where you can submit your music too, if you've got recovery music. And speaking of recovery music, my friend Conley White is on the phone with me today. Conley is a guy really after God's own heart, you guys. He really is. His CD, which I'm holding in my hand right now, The Journey. You know, I listened to this thing, I think maybe 3 times in the last couple of days, all the way through, and it moved me. It really, really did. Conley, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Monty. Hope you're doing good, man.
Yeah. Now you're in Gainesville, Georgia. What's it like in Gainesville, Georgia? 90% of the time.
Well, 90% of the time it's raining and 40 degrees, but no, that's here lately. It's been about the last week and a half, but it's that way everywhere. Yeah, I know y'all been getting it out there.
Yeah.
A lot of snow, and not quite as nice as Florida, but I'm up visiting my mom and staying a while, and so you know, it's okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. You have been, and we have a lot of listeners on the East Coast, so many may recognize your name from the 12-Step Music Fest. You performed there, Don Wilder's organization, a couple of times, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
3 times, yeah.
3 times.
So,
hey.
Yep, really enjoyed it. It was a great thing. Good thing she had going. I think, if I'm not sure, they're not. Are they doing that still?
No, they're not, and I hope they start up again sometime. But I think with funding and It's a hard deal. Addiction is the number one health threat in our nation, and it gets the least amount of attention. The recovery from it does. It's a struggle to raise money for events like that. It really is.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is. It's a great event. Enjoyed doing it. So, yeah.
Well, Conley, it's been a long time since we've had you on, and I want to talk about your music. We're going to listen to some of your material, but tell us a little bit about Conley. I mean, you weren't always happy, joyous, and free. True?
Especially free. Yeah, true. No, I had to run the gamut, like most of us do. I had to hit my bottom, like most of us do, and I did. Celebrated 10 years in September, and it's not, when you first get into recovery, you think it's going to be, well, okay, I'm okay now, and what have you. You still have to live life on life's terms, and I've learned that. Things are so much better now, and I've, been through some ups and downs. Lost my dad last year, and then my younger sister, unexpectedly from a rare disease a few months later. And through that, had it not been for the program, I can honestly say through that, I doubt I would have made it. But it's been a blessing that, I did okay. And I'm now, it's like I say, I'm up here trying to help my mom out some, and I call it a night step. Thank God she's 84. She's in pretty good shape. She has dementia, but it's sort of a thing to where God put me in a great situation to where I could financially afford to come up here and do that and take care of her. And because, gosh, you know how much we put our family through so much when we're out there using and what have you, and I'm grateful every day to be sober, to be able to do that for her.
Yeah, amen, brother. That's very commendable. I'm so glad. So many people don't get the opportunity. They, for whatever reason, their loved ones pass away, and they never get to make amends. They never get to serve and honor their family members. And I just want to encourage those of you, if that's the case with you, and you're beating yourself up, you need to let that thing go. The best thing you can do for your loved one now is to live your life in a productive manner, connected with God, and be about the business of doing God's work and sharing the message. And you do that so well, Conley. Not only just with who you are, but through your music as well. And you are what we refer to as a recovery recording artist here at Take 12 Radio. And
well, thank you.
Yeah, and you are very accomplished. I mean, your material is of the highest quality, and radio stations and concert promoters and things like that, I'm afraid, in my opinion, just do not appreciate the recovery recording artist to the degree that they need to. I'm hoping that we can, funnel some attention your way for people to experience this tremendous gift that God has given to you. But how did you get into this thing? I mean, were you always musically inclined, even before your sobriety?
I didn't. When I was 12 years old, I was raised in a dysfunctional family, like most of us, and what have you. And I remember I was 12 years old when I asked my dad for a guitar for Christmas. He showed me a couple of chords, and the rest I just sort of learned by ear. And I remember sitting in my bedroom playing with the Doors to an AM radio and what have you. House of the Rising Sun, and these songs, and actually honing my guitar playing skills. And then I started just putting lyric to music and fell in love with it. I love the fact 26 letters, you can start wars or make babies. It just depends on how you arrange them. and I just fell in love with songwriting. And then, I did my gamut with the bands and what have you, and finally I quit that when I was like 24 because I was drinking so bad. I thought, well, maybe if I just get out of the band, I'll stop drinking. Of course I didn't. But packed up my wife, my 6-month-old son, and my alcoholism and moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and then, just proceeded. I did whatever jobs I had to do, factories, whatever I had to do to pay the bills, and I'd spend the rest of the time honing my craft. Fortunately, I was hanging out with guys like Bobby Braddock, Max P. Barnes, some of the great writers of all times, and, they were considerably older, and they appreciated the fact that, because I was younger, that I was coming to them wanting advice. I wanted to be a songwriter. I didn't want to be a guy that just wrote a few songs and made some money. I wanted to be a songwriter. So those guys taught me, bless their hearts. They took me under their wing and they taught me. And then, and I had some clean time while I was there. I had 5 years clean time. And, got some good things happening and ended up in touch with, Brooks and Dunn, Lonestar, Davis Daniel, several different people, and it just sort of took off from there. It's a tough business, it's about, everybody's got to make money, but it's certainly centered on money. And it was ironic because the thing that Brooks and Dunn recorded, a song called I Ain't Singing That Song No More, you can pull it up on YouTube, but it was the first recovery song that I had ever written. And they mistook it for a gospel song, which was fine. And, it worked out great. So they recorded it, put it on a gospel CD, they did, and whatever. And then I think I told you the story at one time. I was in a rehab. I was in 2000, and I remember it was snowing, and it was in November, and I was sitting in the back of a bus, little van, going to a meeting in a church, and I was actually cursing God. I was like, here I am again. I had everything in the world. I threw it away, and these lyrics started coming to me, which is the Learning to Live Again on the CD, and I remember cursing God and saying, what don't you get? I don't want to write songs anymore. I just want to go back to Georgia. I want to stay sober. I want to live my life and what have you. And the lyrics kept coming. So that song, that was the first time I wrote it. I think I was 3 weeks sober then. And I came back to Georgia, forgot all about the song, didn't even play it. And then one day I picked up my guitar after several months and started playing the song, the melody, the lyric, and everything. I remembered every bit of it, and I was like, wow, maybe I need to be doing something, because we have no music. We have, there are a few people out there that are doing recovery CDs, bless their hearts, but as for ourselves, we have no music. There's nothing that caters directly to us. And I call normal people are horses and we're zebras.
Yeah.
So we look like a horse, but we're not horses, we're zebras. And we I think through music, it speaks to us, in a different way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well said. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to listen to this first song, called Learning to Live Again, from the CD by Conley White, called The Journey, when we come back. So, folks, don't go away. You don't want to miss this. This is a powerful song. More when we return. Hello there. This is the Monty Man from Take 12 Radio. Men, women, and their families experience tremendous pain and suffering due to the struggles they face from substance abuse and its co-occurring mental health challenges. They need to find a safe place for peace and healing. Well, Therapia Addiction Healing Center was born out of a deep desire to provide that safe and powerful healing environment. Therapia is a Greek word for healing. Traditionally, classic Greek medicine was holistic. It viewed the mind and body as one. At Therapia Addiction Healing Center, they have developed a holistic healing approach to treating addiction that is designed to bring into balance the mind, body, and the spirit. For more information, visit www.therapia.com. That's www.therapia.com. Therapia Addiction Healing Center, helping people recover from addictions by developing and maintaining healthy, meaningful relationships with God, self, and others.
Pardon me, dude, are you in the rooms?
Bro, I've been going to meetings for years.
Yeah, but dude, are you in the rooms?
Bro, I'm in meetings all the time. Of course I'm in the rooms.
Yeah, but are you registered on In the Rooms?
Bro, you're not making any sense.
Dude, pay attention. I'm talking about intherooms.com. It's only the world's largest online recovery social networking site for recovery folks like you and me, dude, or anyone seeking help from any addiction. You get exclusive free access to daily meditations, speaker tapes, and daily online video AA and NA meetings, dude. There are close to 300,000 members who are willing to share their experience, strength, and hope with you, dude.
With me?
Yeah, with you. Here's what you do.
What's that?
Get on your computer, your smartphone, or your tablet and type in www.intherooms.com. It's for fun and for free, dude. Dude, what are you doing?
Well, I just did what you said. Now, I'm in the rooms.
Dude, bro, we're both in the rooms.
Dude, bro, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hey, bro, I'm hungry. Are you in the pizza?
Dude. Oh, dude.
In the Rooms, the world's largest recovery social networking site with something for everybody. Visit www.intherooms.com and register for free. All right, and we have returned, and we're going to be listening to this song, Learning to Live Again. Conley, there's an interesting story around this song, even more than what you already shared. You want to share that?
Yeah, sure. I came back, wrote the song. I think it was about 6 months clean, and it just fell out as one of those things. It's a God thing. I had nothing to do with it. It just fell out on the paper, and eventually, I teetered around the rooms. I was in and out and what have you, and wasn't drinking, but I wasn't going to meetings like I should and whatever. And eventually, after about a year, it caught up with me, and I went back out. And so I called my sponsor. I said, look, I drank again, and what do I do? And he told me, he said, you need to get back in the meetings. He didn't say it quite that nicely, but we already know. And so I got back into the meetings, and 3 weeks later, we had the 50th annual AA gathering in Georgia, or state of Georgia State Convention. And he said, I want you to get up on the stage and play that song. And I said, man, I'm only 3 weeks sober. And he said, I don't care. You're getting up on the stage, you're going to play the song. And I went out there, and the first line is, my name is Ray. My name is Ray. It's 3 weeks today since I had my last drink. And I remembered that although a year and a half had elapsed since I'd written the song, that the words still held true, because it's 3 weeks sober that day.
Wow.
And it was like, wow, that solidified that this is a God thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a marvelous story. That is a marvelous story. Boy, it just came back at you, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And the minute I was there, I was like, wow, it was just another spiritual experience. And I used Ray because my hat's off to you if you can find anything that rhymes with Conley. When I say my name's Conley and I'm an alcoholic, I have no enmity.
Yeah.
And an envy. Nobody on everybody knows, okay, it's Conley, yeah.
That's funny. All right, listeners, here's this wonderful song. I tear up today still when I hear this song. We play it a lot here at Take 12 Radio. Here is Learning to Live Again, Conley White.
My name is Ray. It's 3 weeks today since I had my last drink. Live and let live, let go and let God. Before you give in, stop and think. Everyone tells me it's gonna get better. If only they'd tell me when. A day at a time, I'm learning to live again. I had a good wife, a wonderful life, but the bottle took it away. Now here I stand, a piece of a man, searching for something to say. And everyone tells me easy does it, but what do I do till then? A day at a time, I'm learning to live again. Learning to open up my heart and say what I feel inside. Learning to laugh at the little things, never forgetting I've cried. That's all I got, so thanks a lot for giving me a chance to share. It's sure good to know there's a place I can go where the people really do care. And everyone tells me just keep coming back and try to hang on till then. A day at a time, I'm learning to live again. A day at a time, I'm learning to live again.
Conley White, Learning to Live Again. Wow. Conley, when you played that song, how did you get through that, man? I mean, gee.
I think usually, especially with me, when you write a song with something, so close to you, you just do it and do it. You practice. It's so repetitive that you just sort of go on automatic pilot. And I was blessed. A lot of newcomers, and I still give away a lot of CDs at AA meetings. Every night somebody comes in and says, "Hey man, I heard you record a recovery CD or what have you," and I still give quite a few away because it's a newcomer, and it's just, for some reason, that song really, I think, helped newcomers to know. And when I wrote it, it was, like I say, it was against my will.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah, he usually does.
Yeah. But it was, I don't know, I think for newcomers, it keeps it green for me and, you, people like us that have got a few years in a program. It keeps it green for us. But for the newcomer, it's sort of, I think, says to them, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to just trust us when we say keep coming back and let go and let God and just trust us when we say these things because they will come to fruition. And that's where it's been a blessing to me when some kid walks up and says, hey, man, can I have a copy of that CD? And because you know that it's like the big book, we didn't, where they may not sit down and read the big book right off the bat. Maybe if they listen to something, not just my music, but any type of recovery music that piques the, that gets them wanting to learn a little more about the program, then music's a universal language.
Yeah. And
a lot of times that's what gets us started in that. We'll hear a song and we'll say, wow. I remember sitting in meetings, and I'm sure you do too, some guy would go up and get a 30-day chip, and I'd be like, there's no way. I got to stay sober. He's lying. There's no way he stays sober 30 days. But those things do happen. And I guess if anything else, it was just to give a newcomer some kind of hope to let him know that we're all scared. Most of us are when we go into the rooms like that.
Sure.
We're so used to judgment from everybody else throughout our life that, and as well as I do, I love the rooms because you never meet a stranger. Everyone is so loving and so kind, and we need that. It was a great support in my recovery. My home group, that's another thing. I'm glad to be back in Georgia. I remember I got to give them a plug, the Gainesville Classic group, the best group on the East Coast. I didn't want to offend you. Everybody else. It's the best group on the East Coast, and I am just so glad to be back in my home group. A lot of places have changed. A lot of them went back out and whatever.
Yeah.
There's quite a few that were there when I got clean, and they were there for me. And that's what it's all about, brother, helping one another. That's why God put us here, period.
But, my sponsor used to say, if your home group isn't the best home group, you better find another one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well put. Well put.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we've got some more music from Conley White. Don't go away. With the advent of the Affordable Care Act and existing parity legislation, addictions or severe substance use disorders will be considered as other chronic health conditions. Treatment outcomes will be newly defined and closely watched. Reimbursement models will also shift to motivate changes in efficiency and effectiveness of care provided. There are many new and exciting challenges coming down the pike, and we all must be ready. Well, C4 Recovery Solutions is hosting Access, Addiction Executives Industry Summit, as a working conference for board members, senior executives, medical directors, clinical supervisors, mid-level managers, and information technology staff to plan for and implement strategies to meet these challenges. The Addiction Executives Industry Summit will be held at the breathtaking Waldorf Astoria in Naples, Florida, February 9th through the 12th, 2014. For more information and to register, visit www.accesssummit.com. That's AXISSUMMIT.com. And join us for one of the most informative conferences you'll attend all year.
As men and women who have recovered from utterly hopeless states of addiction ourselves, we know all too well what it's like to battle addiction daily. We are Origins Recovery Centers. Here at Origins, we have taken that which we have learned along the way, excised anything unhelpful and unnecessary, infused it with the latest medical research and innovative therapeutic methods, and created what we know to be the absolute gold standard in substance abuse treatment. And Origins provides the most preeminent aftercare and relapse prevention program available in the United States. For a free confidential clinical assessment, call toll-free 888-843-8935. That's 888-843-8935. Origins, delivering real solutions for real families.
All right, and we have returned. And by the way, Origin's sister treatment facility, Serenity Springs Recovery Center, which is also one of our sponsors, is located in Edgewater, Florida. And, man, this place is crazy. You drive several miles back with, on swamp property, basically, and then it opens up to this beautiful facility. They've got alligators. They've got poisonous snakes. You don't want to leave this facility at night if you're going to run away from your addiction. It's a trip. But Serenity Springs, check them out at serenityspringsrecovery.com. Okay, recovery recording artist Conley White is my guest this week. Learning to Live Again is the song we just heard from the CD The Journey. Conley, we kind of put these two pieces together. We're gonna play The Journey, and then which is the spoken word here, and then The Journey, the song. So kind of tell us what this is all about. What's going on here?
Well, there's my grand sponsor, great guy, Larry F. He said, Conley, when I was putting together the CD, he said, man, I've got a great idea for you, The Journey. And I said, okay, and tell me more. And he said, well, just maybe a song about the journey and what have you. And I said, well, if you can, I said, just enlighten me a little bit and give me some sort of idea. And he said, well, I'm going to write. He said, I've got a piece I'm working on, just a recitation type piece. And he said, I'll put it down and whatever. So he put it down. I went by his house and picked it up. And I read it. And because I'm from Georgia and you're the only friend that I have that can actually understand everything I say. There's this girl, Danella B. She's in the rooms, and wonderful girl. She's from the Midwest, and she has a great radio voice, as you do, but you weren't available at the time.
You're such a sweetheart.
I asked Danella to come in. I said, would you come in and just do the recitation on this? To lead up to the song, and she said, oh, absolutely, she did. She did a wonderful job, and that's pretty much the story of that.
Well, this is really good. Listeners, Colin, I can't add any more to it. Check this out. This is awesome.
Every part of our life is a journey. We journey from spirit to flesh to spirit. We journey through life and the different stages of life. We step off of the path. We get lost. We find the path. All is part of the journey. A journey within the journey. And all the while, we are never lost, though we have the experience of being lost. We have the experience of being back on the path, though it is impossible to step off of the path. For we are on a journey within the journey. So every step we take is a step on the path, and the step itself is a journey. Everything is plain to see, and everything is mystical and impossible to see. It is all part of the journey, or the journey within the journey.
looking back on yesterday, trying to find a better way to go. But I don't know. The road that brought me here had a lot of turns along the way, but that's okay. When you feel like a traveler at the station, searching for some unknown destination, just remember the living's in the learning, and it's not a destination, it's a journey. Wasted so much time trying to find a place you just can't go. Now I know it doesn't matter anyhow. The place you're looking for is right now, here and now. So when you feel like a traveler at the station, searching for some unknown destination, just remember the living's in the learning, and it's not a destination, it's a journey. It's not a destination, it's a journey.
I love that. It's not a destination, it's a journey. Truer words could not be spoken. Great job, Conley, on all of that. Congratulations on your CD.
Thank you.
How can people get a hold of this?
I'm sorry?
How can people get a hold of your music?
If you just shoot me an email at justrayplayin, no G, justrayplayin@yahoo.com, I'll make it happen.
Okay, that's Just Ray Playin, JUSTRAYPLAYIN, no G, at yahoo.com. We'll have that up on the website as well. I went to your Facebook page today, and I really like what you have posted up there. You have, and this really does apply to the journey. It really does. Giving up on your goal because of one setback is like slashing your other three tires because you got one flat. I love that. I love that. We do that though, don't we? Do that, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We sure do. And it's, that's why I think it's so important to be kind to each other, because you never know. Words of encouragement from people like yourself and what have you have helped me through so many things, and that's where we need to love and be kind, especially today in today's world. I won't get into that. But, the way things are in this world, we need to be kind to each other and love each other. And that's what the whole thing's about. That's what God needs for us to do. And when we do that and we pass it on and whatever, you never know what that person that you're talking to, you never know what God's got for them. And
right.
you can be the person that excels them on to that, or you can be the person that stops that if they take it to heart.
Right.
You know?
You bet. You bet. And you're right. We're living, and really, there's nothing new under the sun. We've been living in a mess in this world for a long time. And sometimes it shows itself in different ways, but the solution is always the same, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you come across to me as somebody that has learned to, I hate this word. I hate the word tolerate, 'cause it sounds like we're better than, but for lack of a better term, and somebody who has learned how to tolerate some of the stuff that goes on in the rooms these days. I mean, recovery is not always the focus, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
True. It really is.
So what words of encouragement would you give to people? Because I see people bailing all the time. They're fed up. They don't want to hear the same old thing. Things are so man-centered. People are step and meeting dependent, not God dependent, blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of people bail. What kind of encouragement would you give those people to encourage them to, stick around?
Change it. Go in, voice your opinion, and change it. If you don't like something, if you don't like the way something's going, then, we all have that right to speak up. And I don't mean go in and complain about it or this and that. No, that's not changing. Look for solutions and how can I make this better for myself, for everybody else, what have you. Instead of failing, what can I do to make it better? And God will give you the answer. It really is. We all got to get in there together with it. And you're right. A lot of people, they do bail, they get complacent and what have you, and that's sad. But I think it's page 15 or 16 in the big book where, Bill went through a massive depressive state for a while, and Lois told him, you need to get back out and work with another newcomer. And when I get up in my head and everything else, that's when I need to. And a lot of times, I would say 90% of the time, when I go into an AA meeting anywhere, I'll say, God, if there's somebody in this room that I can help, that I can encourage, please point them out to me. Because God's a gentleman. He ain't going to show up anywhere he's not invited.
Yeah.
And I do that, and sure enough, lo and behold, at the end of the meeting or what have you, I'll be getting coffee or something, and some guy will walk up and say, hey, man, and then I let him talk. I listen to him, and I let him get out what's on his heart. And I think just by asking God for direction and just by staying involved, if you don't like, it's sort of like this country. I'm pretty, if you follow me on Facebook, I'm pretty outspoken on, but I have that right. I can do that today. I'm sober-minded. I contribute to society. I matter. We all matter.
Right.
We're all God's kids, every one of us, and we all matter. And that's where love conquers complacency. And, if we just continuously, I start my day every day with a third step prayer because it's not about me anymore. And my sponsor, I'd like to give a shout out to him if I can, Lynn White. He has been such a blessing because I remember when I first started in early recovery, when we were on step 3, everything else he suggested, but he required me to memorize that prayer. And I was so proud of myself, Monty, because I memorized it, and, with the 7 brain cells I have left. I memorized it. It took about a week and a half, but one night we were at dinner, and he said, did you memorize the prayer? And I said, yes, and I spouted it out just really quick. and I did, and it changed because every word in it is so true. And for the ones who, you know, when they do get complacent or you get discouraged, stop and just remind yourself, we can help each other like nobody else can. That's why I say we're zebras, we're not horses. Horses don't know how to help us, bless their hearts, as much as they try.
Yeah.
But a zebra can help another zebra.
Mm-hmm.
We can help it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, when people get it, when I get in that situation and start getting complacent, well, the FOMO or whatever, I start saying, God, what can I do to change this? What can I do to make what can my part be in making this better? And he always comes up with an answer. You can't think of. I had a friend that I was talking to Sunday at the church, and he was going through some things and what have you. I said, let me ask you something. I said, can you, through all your 42 years of life, can you tell me one instance when God let you down? Just tell me one time. And he said, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this is no different. It's going to get you through it. It might not be the way you want to get through it, but you'll get through it, and you'll be better for it.
That's right.
So, you know, it's a God thing all the way around,
Yeah,
brother.
it is, my friend. So, in closing out the show, what does the future hold for Conley White as far as music goes? You got anything in the works? You got any plans? Any dreams?
I've got 3 or 4 songs that keep coming. Actually, I don't know if you remember the group Cinderella. They were a rock group back in the 80s, and Tom Kiefer, the lead singer, is a good friend of mine. He just released a new CD, and he recorded a song that he and I had written on it, and that sort of put a little fire back in me and whatever, so I picked up my guitar and started writing again. I've got 3 or 4 recovery things, and what I want to do this time, I don't pride myself as a singer. I love lyrics. I love writing songs. Getting me to sing a song is like pulling teeth. I'll do it if I have to, but I sure don't enjoy it. But I love the writing aspect of it. So what I'm going to shoot for, Monty, and I promise you will get the first copy.
Oh, bless your heart.
I'm working on this thing now, but it's an acoustic set. It's just me and a guitar and another guitarist and a harmony singer. And it's just going to be an all-acoustic CD with recovery, spiritual-oriented music. And I'm hoping to be done with that by April, maybe May, and, see what happens with that. But it's time to do another one. It's time to do it, and it's certainly not about the money. If people, somebody told me, well, Colin, you need to go. They didn't know my past. So they were like, you need to go to Nashville and start writing songs. And I'm like, man, I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt and all the pure stains on it. So I need to stay away from Nashville. Nashville's a great place, but not for me.
Yeah.
But I want to work on this acoustic thing and hopefully get another CD out and just if you will pray for me that God gives me the inspiration and hopefully I can get that done.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, man. That's great. And hey, I got to tell you, you got a great voice, whether you like it or not. I mean, that's just, and my opinion does matter. So there you go.
Well, it does to me.
That's great. All right. Thank you, Conley, for taking the time once again to come on the show. You're welcome on anytime. And when you get that new CD out, let's debut that and play some songs from it for the listeners so they can get a hold of that. Conley White, recovery recording artist, has been my guest this week. It is so good to be able to share recovery through music. Music is a powerful thing. If any of you out there have ever done any research on musicology, you will find that entire colonies would be controlled by governments in the East through music. Provinces would be they would play music for people that were working in the fields. It's just a powerful thing. It can tear you down, but it can build you up. And I'll tell you, the CD, The Journey by Conley White, will build you up. It really, really will. Our email address here is take12radio@comcast.net. My special thanks to Conley. Thank you, brother.
Brother, thank you, and Monty, thank you for the work you're doing. You're one of my favorite people. I don't get to talk to you often enough, but I love you dearly, and keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're making a difference.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Conley. Back at you, my friend. All right, everyone. It's been another great show, and we can't have a show unless you guys are listening. Make sure you spread the word. You can download our flyer at take12radio.com and visit all our other shows there as well. Listen, do something now that will make the person you will be tomorrow proud to have been the person you are today. Until our next broadcast, this is the Monty Man, along with Conley White. We're wishing God's serenity for you.
This has been a broadcast of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting.
Kitty, 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 kitty.